We got to move on to two issues, and that is number one, health care, and number two, Neil Gorsuch. In terms of health care, do you think the House votes on this bill tonight?
2 days ago I would have said yes, but look, when you have the House Rules Committee spend 13 hours in a meeting and not be able to arrive at quote, the rule to bring it to the floor, that says they don't yet have the votes. I've seen reports, NBC I think says 27.
Yeah.
AP says at least 24. If they have 23, they can't pass the bill. 23 no votes. So on the other hand, there's going to be a meeting with the Freedom Caucus. There were discussions last night. But I think this is very much up in the air.
And we know, Robert Wolf, if it's up in the air, the markets are going to react today.
Yeah. Hey, Karl, how are you?
Mr. Wolf.
Good to see you.
Good morning, sir.
You saw I didn't even say anything in the prior comments. But on health care, if it does not get passed, or if it doesn't get passed before April recess, what do you think the chances of us getting tax reform done in 17?
Well, there's a piece this morning in the Wall Street Journal on this. I think I did a pretty good job with it, and I make the point that if this goes down, lots of other things go down.
Come on, who gave you the biggest really softball?
Pardon me? Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Go by the Wall Street Journal, read this excellent piece by Karl Rove this morning.
So, therefore, would you have started with tax reform if you were,
well,
in the White House like you were during
this gets down to the technical question. Both of these are going to have to be done in reconciliation, and the question was, did you begin with reconciliation? And there are two reconciliation bills this year, one for FY18 and one for FY17 and one for FY18. So it really gets down to a technical question, and frankly, it's a close call. But look, it is important. What is going to drive the economy is primarily getting the tax code right. But it was also important for the Republicans to live up to their promise to repeal and replace Obamacare. It's just that we got a lot of members of the Freedom Caucus who suddenly decided they're going to just repeal, not replace.
I know we're running out of time, but just last question. 2 days ago, with the market kind of really taking a 1% hit, that has to change some of the idea of trying to give Trump this win.
Well, I think it does. I mean, it causes people to say, you know what, we're playing with real bullets here.
Yeah.
Because, look, they got to get health care, otherwise the party is going to fall apart at this point. If they get health care, then they can be on track to get tax reform. There's actually easier unity on tax reform, with the exception of the border tax, than there is on health care. Yeah. But the markets are being supported by the expectation that there's going to be a significant corporate tax rate that's going to make these PE ratios reasonable.
That's right.
And Republicans have got to get it done.
I don't think they're going to waste this opportunity, Dagan. I think they understand the severity of this moment in time, and they are not going to let this pass.
That's the message that Donald Trump has been sending, that this is the first step to doing all the other things we want to do. If you don't get on board with it, then everything else fails, and it will be on their shoulders.
Exactly right. Gorsuch, real quick, Supreme Court nominee, headed back to the Hill today, Karl. Fourth day of confirmation hearings. Yesterday, a lot of tough questions, but then there was this lighter moment. Watch this, Karl.
No one remembers who John Hancock was. But they know that that's a signature. Because he wrote his name so big and boldly.
You just said bigly. And I just won $5. You embarrassed me.
So he does know Donald Trump well. He said big league, Karl.
Yeah. Look,
I'm kidding.
Poor guy, three days of being assaulted by midgets. I mean, this has been, again, not a very, the unseriousness of Democrats in basically asking, we want you to tell us that you're going to decide cases based on the political constituencies before you, on the attractiveness of the litigants. You're going to pick the little guy against the big guy, rather than uphold the rule of law. This has been a very unserious exercise. God bless him for subjecting himself to it. I think he's done a superb job.
All right, we got to jump. Good to see you, Karl. Thank you so much.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
On all